So David, a 1-1 draw today at Newcastle Town for the opening game of the season. A few people saying it's a game of two halves, but do you feel like we've not took our chances and that's cost us tonight?
Yeah, game of two halves. I thought they were much better second half. I thought first half they changed the system from what we'd seen, and I think they struggled to adapt to that a little bit, and we exploited the space out wide really well. We hit the post as well as the goal, and we had one ruled out for offside, and we had a couple of other balls into good areas and chances. I think Hobbs had one. Second half, I thought they were much better. I thought the changing system suited them, and we took a little bit of time to adapt to it. I would argue though, for probably half an hour, they didn't really ask many questions of us with that. They worked balls into decent areas, but we worked hard and stopped it. And we created 2 or 3 things on the break. I think Hobbs and Mason both had chances. We've got to take them, that's the reality. 2 or 3, that barrage at the end doesn't happen. While the team's 1-0 down, they're always going to throw everything at it, and it's a disappointing goal to concede in injury time. A free header off a corner. We've talked all week about the importance of set pieces. It's just a case of being brave, going getting against the man and not letting them get a header. And there were 2 or 3 players at the back post there who had too much time, which is criminal.
Positive note today, obviously Kasper Mialkowski gets the goal. A really nice finish from him for a left back as well.
Yeah, we've challenged both our fullbacks to be brave and get forward. We want our fullbacks to offer us width, and I thought they both did it well today. Kasper got his reward, running beyond Obes. So I think we'll see more of that as the season goes on, and it's good for Kasper. I think it gives him a bit of a confidence boost and shows reward for him listening to what we're asking him today.
Do you take the positives because it's a place we came last season and got beaten? They're like you've said already last week, it's a Neil Baker side, always hard to beat. Disappointing with the last minute goal, but still positives to take out of today.
I'll probably tell on Tuesday whether it's a good point or not. If you'd have said before the game you come down here and you get a point, you'd probably take it against a side that will be organised, hard working, some talented players. Twyford, who came on, really talented footballer. And I thought Sherritt, who sits in the 4, I thought he dictated the game a lot in the second half. So they've got quality as well. So yeah, you look at that and think it's potentially a good point. But then if we don't get something at Clitheroe, we want Seal Park to be a fortress. If we lose to Clitheroe or pick up a point at Clitheroe, you're looking back at this thinking, well, it's definitely 2 drops, and it is really. I think to concede so late, it probably is 2 points dropped. Albeit there were positives to take. We've got to kill teams off.
Tough test on Tuesday with the visit at Clitheroe, 1-4-1 today, and we know all about what a good side they are as well. What are you expecting on Tuesday?
We had them watched a couple of weeks ago, but it was pre-season friendly, so we know they'll be better when it comes to the real thing. They've recruited incredibly well. They already had a good squad. We know that they've got good quality all across the pitch. We know that they're hard working. It's going to be a real test. I think they'll be a better side than today. With no disrespect to Newcastle, I think Clitheroe will be a bigger test, and we're going to have to show more character. That's the one thing I called out a little bit in there. There were too many times when they were looking across the side for us to try and fix things. And although it's a young side, they've got enough experience to be dragging each other around and demanding more of each other and making sure they're not conceding goals to free headers, but also not letting the forward dictate the game, pushing somebody out and being brave and getting against him, dragging Mason in if we have to narrow, dragging Hobbs back in, and all those little things have to start coming from the players, and we'll have to do that Tuesday, because doubtless we'll have periods of the game where we're going to have to soak things up. So it's about soaking those up and then being better in those big moments.
And how important is it to get as many people in Seal Park on a Tuesday night as we possibly can for that sort of game?
It's always really important. We want Seal Park to be a fortress. We want people to not enjoy coming to Seal Park because it's loud, it's partisan, because we're going to play in a certain way that makes it difficult for them. And the fans are a huge part of that. If you've got Seal Park being noisy, especially when we're going downhill into that park end and they're all behind there, that roar that comes out, it drives our players on. It definitely has an impact on opposition players. Having been places as a manager and player where you've got the opposition fans giving that sort of level of noise. So if we can get as many people in, if we can get behind the lads, I'm sure you'll get a response, and it'll be a massive part of our arsenal when we're at home this season.
Thanks, David.
Cheers, Nathan.